Hi, folks. Surprise! Surprise blues. Pop up. Lesson thing. Just gotta make sure you can all hear me. Alright, who's in the house? Hey, Carl. My friend. Hey, Ralph. Steve. Keith. Pete. Hi, Mike. Hey, Gary. Good to have you all here. Now, we'll give it just a second. And see who's coming. Alright, we're building up now. Can't really see my guitar here, but that's okay. We've got the other camera. Can you all hear me okay? Just gotta turn this up a little bit. Andy, Tony, I'm still trying to catch up, but let's see if I can get there. I've got every faith, Andy. You'll do. And now, this isn't a lesson that everybody has to do, right? We're just in a little bit of limbo, right? Because the group's still open till Friday. Some people have done the last challenge already. So this is just a bonus one, right? It doesn't count towards, well, anything really. It's just something for you to keep on going. Alright, another challenge to go. Now, if any of you are finding the improvisation challenge a little bit difficult and are struggling with that, then feel free to use this one instead, because today is a little bit of an easier lesson. I'm going to cover two different things today I'm excited about. Two different ways. Now, this isn't exactly blues, right? We're taking some inspiration from blues. But this is just showing you how the kind of things that we learn when we learn blues branch out into a lot of other things to normal music. So we're going to look at how we can take the open chords and play some blues licks around them. Alright. I know that I'm covering myself up, but I'll move my camera in a second. We'll also look at a really interesting, really cool way to play the same four chords. And it's really easy as well, and it's one of the coolest things. I didn't learn this till a lot later in guitar, but it's super cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. So yeah, we're going to do the lesson, and then afterwards there's going to be a Q&A session, right? I've had a lot of you guys sign up to the Acoustic Ascension School, which is great. And I've been taking a lot of your calls this week because we had the free introduction call. So I've met a lot of you in person now. I've got a few calls coming up this week as well. And it's great to get to actually see you, talk to you. And I've decided that I'm going to keep that going. So for anybody who still signs up to the school this week, you'll get a free call with me. And then I can get to know you and then give you a plan to go forward with your guitar journey. Alright, and I've been getting a lot of confusion about what's included and everything, so I'm going to go over that quickly after the lesson, answer any questions about that, and answer any questions you have about the blues course that we've done over the last week. If you want me to go over anything in more detail, that's what today's lesson is for. Alright, so let's get to it, guys. Alright, great to have you all here. Now, if you remember, we did a little lick. Okay, which went like this. Alright. So let's get our fingers around this little lick first, right? You might have seen me do a lesson on this. I'm going to add a few more things into this. We've got to take our middle finger, slide up from 2 to 4 on the G string. We're going to get 3 on the B. Slide back from 4 to 2. on the G, open. And then 2, open on the D. And this is what I do, guys, with licks, right? I play them over and over and over until I've got that muscle memory dialed in. Another way of doing that lick is you could take both fingers, do that. So basically I'm starting here on 1 and 2, getting the G and B string together, I'm picking them both. And then again, I'm coming back here, and sliding up. So I could do that. Alright, but we're going to just start with this one, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to play that in between 4 chords. We're going to have a G, E minor, C and D. Now, if you've seen this lesson before by me, don't worry, we're going to do something new in a minute, right? But this is a really cool lesson that I think everybody should get a chance to practice, right? Because it just sounds nice. Alright, so we play these chords. So let's go through the chords first, right? We got a G, E minor, C and a D. Don't worry about the strumming, right? Alright, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and alright. Now if we add that little lick in, alright, so when I got to here on the D, because my third finger's here, I slide up to 5, 3, and then slide back down that way. Alright, so when I do the lick, I just get the bass note first. Bass, down, dinner. And then so if I was like a beginnerish, then I would take that really, really slow, right? Just get the lick and go really slow, like. And then just work out where I need to get my finger to get that bass note, alright? Then the next chord. Alright, and then next step, work getting into the chords. 1 strum. Alright. Like that, nice and slow. So that is one lesson, okay? One challenge, right? Try and do that. Just get that lick in amongst those 4 chords. Now, if you wanted to do something a little bit more advanced, right? There's other things you can do with that to mix it up. Again, you could do. You can add in other little embellishments, right? You can take your index finger, and again, every time I do this, I'll do it a little bit differently, and you can just figure out different little embellishments with the chords. Okay, so I did the first lick. Then I did the double stop one where I get 2 of them. And then I did, you could do maybe, I could slide up and get this note here. Because guys, remember what I'm doing here is I'm just taking the G major pentatonic, which is 5, 3, 5, 3, 4, 2, open. Oops. I need to start looking at what I'm doing, right? So 3, just going over that, right? Again, basically it's the same as the blues scale. Alright, the E blues scale is basically the same as G major pentatonic or E minor pentatonic, just without that added blues note. Alright, so I've got 5, 3, 5, 3, 4, 2. I'll go slow, right? 5, 3, 5, 3, 4, 2, open, 2, open, 2, open, 3. I can slide up to 7 as well. 8. And really, it's just being creative with those notes. It just so happens that little lick I could do. Alright, and that comes from the, you know, the Pink Floyd, so... There's that. Let me start that again, right? Great example, Tony. You know what I mean, right? So you've got, that all comes from that scale, right? The G major pentatonic. Alright. And then you can use your middle finger, you can use that second fret here. Basically, there's no wrong option. The D and G string here. And just experiment with it, right? So again, let's start again. Start again, 20. And then the D chord. Got all these different moves, adding a pinky on the 3rd fret, 2, open. All that kind of cool stuff. Alright, that's also where you've got to... All that comes from, you know, just using those scales. So, so yeah, that's one thing, right? So they've got to practice the G, E minor, C, and D with some little licks and embellishments. You can go as easy and hard as you want. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about, right, this is a really cool technique and concept, and it's called playing this, alright? So we've got to take the G, all right, and let's see what we're gonna do. Okay, yeah. So we've got to take the same chord progression. We've got to take a G, E minor, a C, and a D, and we're going to play thirds. Okay, and what that means is we got this kind of sound, right? I'm just going to play it first. I'm going to play a G, E minor, a C, and a D, and I'm going to play this. Alright, and this is just me using 2 fingers. With this technique, basically I'm just playing 2 notes. If you think about this, I'm playing the root and the third of the chord. Okay, and we're getting this really interesting sound. I'm going to show you how we can really do that with anything in any key. Now, as we looked at earlier on in the week about looking at the major scale and how we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then back to the root again, right? Root, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Alright, now another way of thinking about that is major, minor, minor, major, major, minor. We've got to say minor here, really it would be diminished, right? But we've got to say minor and major. Okay, and that tells you the formula for making chords. Okay, so basically, if I want to play the major shape, a G major, I have this shape, where I have my third finger on the root, the G, on the low E, and I put my third finger on the 4th fret of the G, like that, and I play them together. Okay, just 1 fret apart. Or we start here actually. Start with your index finger on 3. It's actually going to be easier. Okay, when I go up to the next note, the way you want to do is you want to bring that third finger back. We flatten the third to make it minor. Okay? Alright, so we're going whole step, whole step, whole step. Major, minor, minor. G, A minor, B minor is basically what I'm playing there. And why you do this with me, right? So we've just got 2 shapes. This is the major shape. 2 fingers in the same fret on the E and G. That's the minor shape. Alright, so we've got G major, A minor, B minor. Alright. Then we come up to C on the 8th fret. Then up to the 10th fret, we've got a D. 12 and 12, we've got E. 14, 14. And then 15, 16, we're back to the octave. Alright. And there's lots of cool stuff that can be done with that. Which I think is pretty cool, right? Just take those notes and do something musical with them. Alright, Blackbird. Yes, it's a very similar kind of thing. Very similar kind of sound. Okay, and again, what I could do there is I could take that chord progression, G, E minor, C, and D, and think G, E minor, C, and D. So I could go G major, E minor, C, and a D, and that'd be a really interesting way to play over a chord progression, right? If you're jamming, rather than play some rhythm, somebody's playing. I could play somebody alongside. And another way you can play E minor, by the way, is just play the 2 open string. And however, now the cool thing is, right, the same thing actually works on the A and B string, but it's a little bit different, right? Now the major, if I start here, the G is actually on the 10th fret of the A, and then I put my third finger on the B string, and this is the major shape this time. It's 2 frets, and then the minor's this shape. Alright, so that'd be G major, that'd be G minor. Alright, And if I know my notes in the fretboard, right, that's the G major. I come down here, all right, to F sharp minor, to E minor, to D, to C, to B minor. Alright, don't worry about the chords, right? Even if you just want to follow the shape that I'm doing here. And go the other way as well. And mess around with it. There's loads of different things you could do there. Especially if you combine the two string. Sorry. Getting my fingers confuddled as well. But loads of cool stuff. Alright, even I made a wee mistake there. But you get used to it, right? So again. Alright, and the next challenge, guys, is basically just to get creative with that. Alright, create something. You could just do the G, E minor, C, and D, and just use that, play that. Or you can make up something of your own. Alright, just have fun with it, play around with it. That's how you kind of learn stuff and you come up with some cool stuff. Alright, so enjoy that. So, I'm going to just answer a couple of questions that have been coming up over the week now regarding the enrolment for the school. So, as you know, or if you don't, my school's open for enrolment until Friday. That's when it shuts, and you've all got the chance to come in here and join my community, which is here. No, it's not. That's my YouTube. Where are we? Here we go. Alright, so just a little recap here. What happens when you join the community is, doesn't matter what section you do, if it's lifetime or if it's the annual membership. The thing that's a little bit confusing for people is you get lifetime access to the courses, the 3 main courses. So on my main site, Guitar Made Easy, you'll have my courses. You'll have Acoustic Ascension, the guitar looping course, and Play the Blues. You get that once you buy it, and you've got that for life. Now the membership, you will then have a year's free membership to the community site, right? And you have all my courses here, right? The ones discussed, but also all my extra courses as well. You have them all here. That's in the academy. You've got the open mics every week. You've got all the courses, all the lessons down here. And again, it's a very structured way. You've got the beginner's challenge, the beginner's courses, the academy with Acoustic Ascension, lead guitar, advanced, guitar looping, blues. You've also got all my YouTube lessons and the tabbed YouTube lessons as well. But down here, the live classroom, this is where I go live every week with the group. Normally on a Monday night, I'll go live and I'll do a stream just like I've done tonight. And normally I'm doing a course. So the last 12 weeks or 10 weeks, we were doing a pick up and play, which is going through everything like caged and triads and cool stuff like that. Now, on Monday, the new course is starting, which is Next Level Blues. Okay, so we're basically an beginner to intermediate and beyond blues course. And every week I'm going to be doing lessons, and there's challenges every week, just like we're doing now. And you post your videos. Get feedback from the group. Again, it's a great bunch of people. A lot of people who are in the Blues Bootcamp are in here now. There's a leadership board, so we get prizes, and it's a lot of fun. So again, it's all about the same kind of vibe. Uploading videos, getting feedback, having a new goal, new challenges every week. All of that. And again, that's pretty much every week I'm going live in doing that. So you're getting a live class with me every single week. All right, even unless I'm on holiday, but even when I was on holiday this year, I was still doing lives, as the group will say, because I just love it. I really enjoy it myself. You'll make connections. You'll meet a lot of friends from around the world that are on the same journey. We have our Council of Chords, the weekly call, the Zoom call that we do. So we actually jump on a call with everybody and we chat guitar. So normally there's a lot of stuff that comes up. People are struggling with a particular thing. And then everybody has their own input. I normally do a little lesson. But it's just great to actually meet people and from, again, all around the world. And, you know, connect with people in a deeper level, right? Rather than just seeing posts and stuff. You actually get to know people, which is pretty cool, I think. All right, now the two options. That option, right? If you have the annual membership, the $297 gives you the courses for life, and then you get. I'm going to come away from this, and then you get the community and all the live classes and everything for the year. Okay, and if you want to renew, you can. If you don't, you still have the courses. So that's basically it. And then if you go for the lifetime option, you never pay another penny. Any courses that get added to the site, you still have that. There's nothing, you'll not pay for anything at all. And you get 6 lessons with me. 7 lessons if you sign up by, I'm doing the free call now if you sign up by Friday when it shuts. Okay, so anybody that signs up by Friday, you will get a free call with me. And we can do whatever we want. You can do a lesson. I can give you a plan on the site, you know, a structured path to follow. Or if you go for the private lessons with me, then we'll work out a plan. You'll upload videos personally to me every week. And every week we'll have a call and we'll work towards your goals. So some people have a goal of being able to improvise in guitar freely, understanding triads, understanding whatever it is, whatever your goal is, we make a plan and we work towards it together with private lessons. So anyways, everything's in the description, guys. The links and that are in the description, so you can have a look and you can always shoot me a message by email or on the group if you've got any questions. Alright, so I'm going to come into the questions now. I know this was titled Ask Tony of Anything, alright, but yeah, guitar related, please. So, oh God, so tempted to ask anything. Wearing shorts. You don't want to know what I'm wearing here. Am I wearing anything? No, I'm wearing just jeans. Boring. Alright, so Rod, you've asked, is a fretboard radius electric guitar does it make strumming easier or harder? You know what, like, I just pick up a guitar and play it and go from it, because everybody's hands are different. So I don't think there's any right or wrong answer to that. I like a really thin, low profile C-shaped neck. That's why I like this guitar here. The for acoustic, the neck. This is the OMGM John Mayer model. And the neck is just, it feels like an electric guitar and it's super playable. I love it. And yeah. What was the first song that I learned? Let me play it for you. I'm going to need, do I have my harmonica? Hold on. Weird. I don't know where my harmonica is, but I play... No. I don't know. It's the River, right? Normally I play it by harmonica. It's my little party trick, actually. And it's kind of... Down by the river. I was talking about this with a student earlier on. I was telling him the story that my friends used to hide the guitar from me when I was first learning guitar, because I used to play the same song over and over and over again when I was learning, and it was that song. My dad used to play it when I was younger, and I always associated guitar with that. Anytime there would be parties or anything, he'd have the guitar out and he'd play that song. He'd have the harmonica, and it was just great. And that's the first thing that I learned. And I love me. I've seen Bruce Springsteen twice. I love the guy. I love your Sunburst Strat. Is Martin really the best? I have a California. I don't think there is a best. I guess I'll be honest with you. I got Martins because I always wanted a Martin, and I just really liked it. But I'm sure there's other options that aren't as expensive as well. But I love John Mayer, and this was kind of my dream guitar, and I love it. I just love the way it feels. I love the way it plays. And this here was my American Strat that I got earlier on this year, and I love it. I love it. I've also got a Squier Telly. How cool is this thing, actually? This cost me I think $300 or something, but how cool. And it looks amazing, and it plays great, and it's a Squier. But tell you what, it's this plays better than a lot of other guitars that I've tried. Great action on it as well. Sounds awesome. You get that telly twang that you want. So yeah. Carol, you haven't been able to open the backing tracks. The backing tracks they're just YouTube links that I've linked in the replay page. So you should be able to get them there. So just go into the replay page. It's just YouTube links. Alright, you can just YouTube House of the Rising Sun backing track. You need to, and then there's I'm Yours backing track. If you YouTube them, you'll pretty much come up with the same thing. Shelley, I need to relax, trust the process, and not take it all so seriously. That's it. It's all about having fun at the end of the day. You know, don't take it seriously. Just have fun. You know, the thing that I didn't stick with anything in my life other than guitar. Guitar's the only thing that I followed through with, and YouTube. Actually, the only things that I stayed really consistent with because I enjoyed them. That's the way it only works. That's the only way it's sustainable. So yeah, if it's ever becoming oh my god, an hour of learning, you know, or spider exercises or whatever, that's why learning that I like to teach musical pieces, little pieces of music that keep it fun. And W Dubs super chat $2. Thank you so much, by the way. That's great. I love these very, very generous. Got a lot of folks doing that. It's really nice. Claps Hill Duo. Hi Tony, at your convenience, could you please teach some more triads in different keys? Enjoyed the A major one you taught so much. Yep, and I mean, this is something that I'm doing in my community all the time. I'm constantly teaching little triad tricks, and I've just put out a new YouTube video. I'm using the Strat for it. I don't know if I'll be able to play it on this, but we're looking at how we. It's called. What's it called again? It's called Don't. That's the number one mistake that keeps guitarists stuck. All right, I've just uploaded it yesterday, right? And it's about taking open chords and then starting to play triads and playing up and down the neck. And then. And it's about taking all these different voicings of a G, E minor, C, and D, and playing them up the neck and connecting the scales along with the triads. So have a little look at that lesson. I think it's one of the better ones that I've done. And it's all triads and connecting scales and all the good stuff. What else do we have? P.S. Love the new camera angles and the fretboard when you play. Yes, thank you so much. I got another camera. And I've been experimenting with different stuff. So yeah, let's see. Chad, you're gonna need to catch the replay. The replay will be up, so I'll upload it as soon as I'm off here, and you guys can watch it. Quite a lot of screw ups for me today, but that happens. My fingers weren't. This was a bad guitar day for me. Steve, have your students ever found trying to remember every song you learn holds you back from improving? You know, you forget songs, you learn things and then you forget them. Do you know how many times I've had to go and watch one of my lessons? Because I was like, what was that again? And I've had to go and learn from myself. Because what happens is you take a lot of stuff in, some stuff sticks, some stuff doesn't. Alright, and that's cool because the stuff that sticks is the stuff that you enjoy the most. Alright, that one lick that you couldn't stop playing, you'll remember it. But there might be something else you don't. And the longer you go down the journey, the more stuff starts to stick. Alright, the more muscle memory you build. And that's just the way it goes. I mean, and then like your favourite songs you remember, but there's some songs that I would go, I can't remember that, I need to work it out again. So yeah, memory's an issue when it comes to learning that stuff. You just need to keep on going and building the muscle memory. Any particular tips to improve strumming technique? Alright, so strumming is all this hand, right? Obviously, right? But you want to have it in autopilot, right? Because a lot of times what people will do is they'll play like a G minor, C and D, and they'll think, okay, down, down, up, down, up. Then, see, because you'll be working on your changing chords, right? Right? One tip is just to keep the strumming going no matter what, even when you're changing chords, right? Because what you have is you hardly notice that gap, right? But you want to get in the habit of keeping this hand going like a train, like an engine. It doesn't stop, all right? And to think of your arm like a paintbrush, right? It's 20% elbow and 80% wrist. Alright, you need to keep your wrist loosey-goosey. Alright, it has to be loosey-goosey. Alright, because if you're strumming with your elbow, you're so much more restricted than your wrist. Alright, right? So your wrist has got a lot more flexibility in it. Alright, the kids that I used to teach, I used to tell them to pretend that they had their elbow glued to the guitar, right? And they could only use their wrist, right? And that tended to work. So you can try that. I wouldn't suggest gluing your elbow to the guitar by any means, but you know, what else? Do you need to know all scales for triads? No, you only need to. The thing is, right? Once you learn one scale shape, like for example, right? If I play this triad, and I've got this little like this thing, right? Alright, I built that muscle memory there. Alright, so every time I play that shape, that's a G. Let's say I play a C up here. Alright, I can play the exact same lick. If I play an A, alright, you always have the same scale shape under, or the scale pattern underneath the one shape. So you just build up muscle memory in one, right? You've got a few licks, so let's just say I take 2 licks from this shape. And then I've got 2 licks, right? I built up those licks with that shape. So every time I play that shape, okay, so it's a lot simpler than having to learn all these shapes and all these connected scales. Every shape has the same scale. So every time you play a different chord with the same shape, you get the same stuff to work with. And the more you practice one move at a time. And that's why I do all my lessons the way I do, because we're just practicing those moves, most of them. And then we have another shape. Okay, next I'll take this shape, the A shape. And so on, right? Like that kind of thing. If playing a song in, say, key of G at basic level, should the licks following each chord in the key come from the G scale or the G minor pentatonic? Right, so if I'm playing, just like we did there, right, we were playing in the key of G. Okay, we were playing G, E minor, C, D, and in this case, we can just play from the G major pentatonic, and everything, because all those chords are in that key, G major pentatonic is going to work with all chords. Because guess what? G and E minor, they actually share the exact same scale anyway, so the E minor and G scale are the same. Alright, but if I was playing it up the fretboard, right, and I was using these triad shapes, I wouldn't be thinking, where is G major pentatonic when I'm playing an E minor here, right? I've just built the muscle memory with what lies underneath that chord, alright, which is E minor. If I played the C here, I'm just thinking what scale goes with that shape. I'm not looking for G major pentatonic there. I'm just looking for the A shape scale, which is pattern 1 in pentatonic. So if I played the G like this, E minor, and then C, D, same lick, G, and that, right? So what I'm doing there is I built the muscle memory, so every shape that I play, I know exactly where my fingers can go. Alright, and you do that one shape at a time. And then, so you just need to concentrate on the shape and the underlying pattern. And the more you do that, then the fretboard just opens up. Every time you play that shape, your fingers know where the go-to notes are. Alright, if that makes sense. So, basically, if you're just like keeping it simple, keeping it easy, and playing open chords, just stick to the scale, the key you're in. If I was in C major here, I'd stick to C major. Alright, but again, when you're dealing with different chord shapes up the fretboard, it's easier, I think, just to know exactly what's lying underneath that particular shape. Alright, so the way to think about it is when I'm in G, I'm playing G major pentatonic. E minor, I'm playing E minor pentatonic. C, I'm playing C major pentatonic. D, I'm playing D major pentatonic. When I do it like that. Yeah, it's a lot, guys. But again, you take things in steps, and that's what, don't want to pitch it all the time, but that's what my school offers. You know, my main course, Acoustic Ascension, right? Now, I just want to show you that because I built this course to take a structured path towards all of this, right? So you start off with the embellishment. So this is for people who can strum, they know their open chords, and then they want to kind of take it to the next level from there. And this is where I would start. So we start with each chord or each key and the scales around it. So C, we're working on the C major scale, G, the G major scale. We've got a blues with fills. We've got the A minor scale, and it's a kind of Spanish vibe in D major. And that's designed to help you build the muscle memory with the notes around the open chords so that when you're playing them, you're able to do that. Okay, and then we work on rhythm, palm muting, slapping the guitar, not slapping people, pinching, picking, all these kind of things, muting, the different dynamics that make the guitar sound cooler. Then we move on to chords, more like we move into bar chords, prepare you to do that. Then after bar chords, we can look at 7th chords, 9th chords, jazzy chords, and then we get into the theory of stuff. You know, how chords are created, how to create chord progressions, which brings us nicely on to caged, how to play chords up and down the neck. and then how to break those chords into triads, which we're looking at there. And then we move into things like blues and lead guitar and more advanced things as well. So it's a very structured way of getting there, because if you start to learn about triads before you've done everything else, before you've learned about, you know, the theory and notes and stuff like that, then it is going to be confusing. So yeah, that is the benefit of having a structure that takes you there rather than just trying to get there on your own, kind of aimlessly, you know. So anyway, guys, anything else? I think that's us. I'll get this replay uploaded, alright, and if anybody has any questions, you can always shoot me an email. If you get any question about this, about the courses, about anything at all, then I'm just going to put this up here. Made. Alright, there we go. Alright, email me if you've got any questions about anything, and I'm happy to go over everything. Alright. Alright, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, you're getting some new challenges for this week. This Friday, I'll be going live. Again, final challenge. The course, Byram, is $297, and you get the blues course and my guitar looping course and a year's membership to the school. Alright, that's all for $297, and that ends on Friday. Alright. And a lot of you guys have joined already, so thank you so much. Anyways, that is it. You can email me. The Friday we have the challenge, and I'll announce the winner of the Strat. And then we'll have our Council of Chords meeting to welcome everybody into the community, everybody who's joined. We'll have our blues hats on, and we're going to have a little party together and a big Zoom call. So take it easy, guys, and I'll see you guys soon. I'm off to get my dinner. So, cheers.